Hi, my name is David Sadler, and today I'm going to give a speech for all you home improvement buffs out there, a quick speech on how to wire up a single pole switch, a three-way switch, and if we have time we'll go into a four-way switch. What I'm talking about on a single pole switch is one that's on your wall right by your door when you come in. You turn on your lights with it, and the basis of a single pole switch is all it does is kill the power. You have two screws on your single pole switch, one for your hot wire that gets power from your breaker box, and one that goes to the light itself. And what the switch does is just kills power and turns power off and on. So what you'll have coming from your breaker box is a hot, a neutral, and a ground. They will go into the bottom of the box or the top. Then you'll have your switch leg, which is a black and a white that goes up to your light. Your two blacks will land on your two screws on your switch. Your two whites will make together, twist together with the wire nut for your neutral, and then you turn your power back on, and it's an easy off-on. Then we have a three-way switch. Now the purpose of a three-way switch is to be able to turn on the lights in any, if say you have two doors coming into your room, you'll need two switches, one for each door, so you can turn the lights on no matter which way you come in. That's where a three-way switch comes in. A three-way switch is a little bit more complicated than a single pole. A three-way switch has three screws on it, plus a ground screw. All switches have a ground screw. So your three screws on your switch, we'll have two copper screws and one black screw. Your black screw is going to be called your common, or your hot screw, or your switch leg screw. It could be either one. So what you'll do, if you have a box and you have your hot wire there, you'll take your hot wire, which is normally black, wrap it around the black screw. Then you'll need to take a 12-3 wire, which will be a black, white, or red, and run it from one box to the other across the room, say from this wall to the other. Once you've done that, you'll take the black and the red and tie it around the two silver screws. Now those two wires are called your travelers, and what the traveler does is travel from one box to the other. It has a constant hot on it at all times. So just because you turn your light off on this switch and the light's off, when you go to the other switch doesn't mean the power is dead. It'll still be hot on either side of those screws. So once you've done that, you still have your white wire. You tie it to the white wire coming from your panel to complete your neutral. Then you go over to your other three-way switch. You'll land your black and red, which are your travelers. Doesn't matter which side they land on. They can land on either side of the two copper screws. And the other trick is, on your other black screw, that goes to your light fixture. Just remember, on a three-way switch, one switch gets a constant hot, which is power coming from your panel. The other switch will go to your light fixture. Doesn't matter which one, either side of the room, can be either way, and as long as one goes to your light and one goes to your back to your power. And that's how a three-way switch works. If you happen to add another door, and you've already got two three-way switches in your room, you add another door over here, what you would have to have then is a four-way switch. And a four-way is a little bit easier to wire up. As I mentioned before, as we come off our first switch going over to the second three-way, we had a set of travelers, and those are just two wires. In order to put a four-way switch in, you have your three-way here, you have your power coming in to the black screw on the three-way, your travelers come off the three-way, go to your four-way switch. Now your four-way has four screws, and I guess that's why they call it a four-way, but they have four screws. So you take your two travelers, you can put them on either side of the bottom side of your screws. So you'll have two screws on this side, two screws on the other. Take two of your travelers to the two bottom screws, and then your travelers going to your other three-way. You take them to the top of your screws on your four-way. Run your travelers back over and land them exactly like we talked about before. Hit the two bottom screws on your three-way, and then come off your dark screw and go up to your light. And it's a real simple process. When you see it, just always remember to turn the power off when you're working on something. Always remember that just because you turn the light switch off here does not mean that it's not hot over there on three-ways. And you may not know, three-ways and four-ways don't have markings on them. A single pole switch will say off on, a three-way and a four-way won't say anything. So always be careful when you take those switches out. And like I said, it's a real simple, easy process. Just don't outthink it. Be safe. Always turn your power off, and I hope that this has been very informative for you. Thank you.